Okay, so we learned about the types of signals. Okay, few types. So there are other classifications also. Few types of signals we learned. Then the basic operations on these signals also learned. Sorry. Now, like signals, the system which is operating on this signal is also important. So because their interrelation is very important, whether the system can take that signal, how, what all process the signal can go through depends
Hello,
upon the type.
Divya ma'am.
Yes,
मैम अटेंडेंस पोस्ट के लिए लिंक
yes,
पोस्टेड मैम. हाँ.
okay. All of you fill the attendance. Okay, so the system is also important. So you have to study the same with same importance. You have to study the system also. Okay, so let us now see the classification of the continuous time system. Got stuck, I think. So classification of the systems are causal, non-causal systems, okay, static and dynamic systems, time variant and time invariant, are you able to see the slide now? Is the slide visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
So time variant and time invariant, linear and non-linear systems. And many more are also there. Okay, so let us see few classifications of the system. Now causal and non-causal systems. So how you define, let uh, x of t be a signal. When that signal goes through a system, the one which comes out, let that output signal be y of t. So x of t and y of t are the input and the output signals of a system t. So we are writing y of t as t x of t. Some operations or some process, the input signal x of t has undergone and it has transformed into the signal y of t. So y of t is represented as tx of t when it passes through the system t. Now the system is called causal if its output is independent of future values of input. Okay, the output signal of the system, that is y of t, is independent of future values of input. You will see the example and you will understand properly what you mean by this future values of input. Now, so if it depends, if it is independent, then it is called causal, but if it depends on the future value, then it is known as the non-causal systems. Okay, so causal systems, the output depends upon the is independent on the future values of input. Non-causal, it depends on the future values of input. So let us see the causality. It is known as causality. So whether it is causal or non-causal, let us check in the given equation, that is y of t, the output signal is equal to x of t minus x of t minus 1. Okay, so in the system, the operation going is x of t minus x of t minus 1. Inside the system, the operation is that. Now, what is the input to the system? X of t. Okay, and the output of the system is y of t. So I can relate the input signal and the output signal with respect to system. Here it is y of t is equal to x of t minus x of t minus 1. Now, how to check whether the signal, output signal y of t, whether it depends upon the future values of the input signal x of t. So let us check that. In that, what we are going to do is, we will put different values for the time. Okay, so first let us put t as 0. So if I put t as 0, then I will obtain the equation as y of 0 is equal to x of 0 minus x of 0 minus 1, which is again x of minus 1 only. So if I check whether what is the dependency of the output signal, if I check here, the signal y of 0, okay, y of 0 depends upon x of 0, because our reference time is now t equal to 0. Our current time is t equal to 0. So at this time, your output signal y of 0 depends upon the input signal at present, that is x of 0. Now, not only that, there is another part of that equation, that is x of minus 1. If 0 is your present time, so minus 1 will be your past reference, okay, past time, and plus 1 will be your future time. At present, it is t equal to 0. So at present, your output depends upon your present input x of 0 as well as your past input x of minus 1. Okay, so in one of this case, I can identify here as your output signal depends on the past and present input signal. Now let us put another value of t. Let us now change the reference t as 1. So if I put t as 1, then your equation will be y of 1 will be equal to x of 1 minus x of t minus 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. So if your reference time is 1, then at present your output signal y of 1 is equal to your present input x of 1, again x of 0 is your past, because at present now t is 1. So 0 will be your past value. So x of 0. So again here also I found out that your output signal depends on the present value of input as well as past value of input. So past value of input, so present value of input is not x of 0, it is x of 1. So I can now tell your system is causal, because your output signal depends upon the present value of input and the past value of input, but it doesn't, in none of these two cases, it doesn't depends upon the future value of input signal. For future value, what it should be, suppose in this case, if I put t equal to 1, then x of 2. If I obtain x of 2, then I can tell it is the future value of input. So such kind of cases didn't come. So I can tell the system is causal in nature. Now let us check another one. Y of t is equal to x of t plus 2x 3 minus t. Okay. Now let us identify different cases here. Let us put t equal to minus 1. If I put t equal to minus 1, then y of minus 1 is equal to x of minus 1 plus 2x into 3 minus t. So 3 minus of minus 1. So 2x of 4. Okay, 2x of 4. So your current, you imagine your time axis. So at t equal to minus 1, your output depends upon present value of input, because if y of minus 1 is the present output, then x of minus 1 will be your present input, but x of 4, that now it has gone to the future. So it depends upon the future value of input. Okay, so this case at t equal to minus 1, your output depends upon the present value as well as future value. If future value comes, then the system will become non-causal in nature. Okay, so for t less than 2, I can write for t less than 2, your system output depends upon the present and future input. Hence, the system is non-causal in nature. That is for t less than 2. Okay. Suppose if I put t greater than 2, that means if I put here t as 3, if I put t as 3, then what will be your equation? Y of 3 will be equal to x of 3 plus 2 into x of 0, because 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. So in that case, you will find your output depends upon present and past. Okay, so don't jump to the conclusion that your signal is causal in nature, because it depends upon the present and the past. With one checking, you cannot take the conclusion, because you have to see on the time axis, on the negative time axis, or also on the positive time axis, depending upon the equation given. Because of 3 minus t, we can see here for t less than 2, the system is non-causal, whereas for t greater than 2, the system is causal in nature. Okay, so with one checking, you don't stop it, check for different values of t, then come to the conclusion in which range the system is causal in nature and which range the system is not causal in nature. So this is a simulation showing the causality. Okay, so here the blue line, that is your input signal x of t, which is a step signal, and there is a system here. In that system we have x of t minus 1, that is the operation going inside the system. Now you are obtaining the signal y of t. Okay, so here we can see here the output depends, at any time the output depends upon the past value of input. The output depends upon the past value of input for x of t minus 1. Whereas let us take the other case. This is another simulation showing for the system is x of t plus 1. X of t plus 1. Your input is blue and your output is green. So you can see here your output here depends upon the present values of input. It takes the present value of input because it is advanced. Your input, that is blue waveform, that is advanced with respect to your green signal. Green signal is your output. So here the system is non-causal in nature for x of t plus 1, whereas for x of t minus 1, the system is causal. Okay. Now, the another classification of the system is time variant and time invariant. What is the time now? 11:12. Okay, let us take this one only. System is said to be time invariant if the input output characteristics does not change with time. Okay, the characteristics of the system should not change with time. It means, suppose if x of t is applied to the system and I obtain y of t as the output, if the system is time invariant, then x of t minus m will give you the output signal with same shifting, that is y of t minus m. If your input signal is shifted, your output signal will also be shifted, as well as the characteristics of the signal also should not change with respect to time. That is, for another shifting x of t minus x, you should get y of t minus x, and the characteristics also should be same. So how to check the time invariance of a signal? The procedure is, first you have to delay the input signal by m units of time. Okay, delay the input signal by m units of time. Determine the response for this delay. Let this be y1 of t. Because of a delay in the input signal, let the output signal also get delayed and let it be y1 of t. Now what you have to do, delay the response of the system for unshifted input. You are applying the original input signal itself to the system, okay, and you obtained an output from the system. Now that output is given to again to the same system, and this time the system is delayed by a time of m. So the output of that system is, let this be y2 of t. Now if y1 of t is equal to y2 of t, then the system is time invariant. Okay, you may not understood in this steps. Let us see it in the form of a block diagram. Okay, this is the block diagram showing the procedure. First I am giving x of t to the system, then you obtained it as y of t, the same signal you will be getting, or whatever is procedure is going inside the system. After that you obtained an output y of t. Now delay it by a time of t interval. So you will obtain y of t minus t. Let us take it as y1 of t. Okay, so that is one signal. Now the same input signal I am going to delay it by interval of t. So x of t minus t you obtain. Now that delayed signal I am giving to the system. So here you obtain signal y of t minus t. Let that will be equal to y2 of t. So if y1 of t is equal to y2 of t, then the system is time invariant. If it is not equal, then the system will be time variant. Okay. So first procedure is give to the system, obtain the output, then delay it by a time interval of t, or whatever is the delay time, that much delay it. So you will obtain an output. Now the second part is, first delay the signal, then give it to the system, then observe the output, let it be y2 of t. So if both these signals y1 of t and y2 of t are same, then the system is time invariant. Otherwise the system is time variant. Let us see the example here. y2 is equal to 2t into x of t. So here let us take the signal, input signal, which is x of t. Now that will be delayed by a time interval. Now let us take that delay as m units of time. So it is delayed by m units. So you will obtain x of t minus m. Now give it to the system. Now in the system, what is the system here? 2t x of t. What is the operation going inside the system? 2t x of t. So if I give it x of t minus m as input to the system, you will obtain 2t into x of t minus m. 2t into x of t minus m, because the input given to the system is x of t minus m. So replace x of t by x of t minus m. So you will get 2t into x of t minus m. So this is the response for delayed input. Okay. Now we will complete in the next class. If you have